let's start. All right, so welcome everyone to the first PhD in the Netherlands online series. My name is Fumita Sari as the moderator of this session from Nuffic Southeast Asia. So it's very exciting because we're doing this session because we have another PhD recruitment, as you all may know, that it's going to be held on the 7th of October 2023. It's going to be held in Jakarta, where Dutch delegates will come to Indonesia, and then there will be ample opportunities for you to have a one-on-one interview with the professors. But before getting into dive deep back into this topic, would like to introduce you to our speaker, but I'll later on will invite him. As you all know, we have our guest speaker, Vandy Swara. He is a doctoral researcher who is currently doing a research or PhD program in the Netherlands for the International Development Studies at the Department Human Geography and Spatial Planning, Faculty of Geosciences at the University of Utrecht. So we will have a lot of time to ask questions, but also to learn more about the experience that he actually currently experienced because his program right now is actually on the second year. So it's early year, so it's going to be a lot experience that he can share to you. So before going to the main session, which is the talk show, because Vandy will show you, tell you more about that. I will share a bit more about Nuffic Southeast Asia and information regarding PhD PhD program in the Netherlands. All right. So here it is, our just a sneak peek of our speaker. For those of you who are the first time hearing about Nuffic Southeast Asia, formerly known as Nuffic NESO Indonesia. We are a official Dutch organization from the Netherlands. We are based here in Jakarta, Indonesia. And we are basically funded by the Dutch government through the Ministry of Education, Science, and Education and Science. So we are an independent nonprofit organization based in The Hague as well. So our head office is in The Hague. Just a little bit about the activities that we mainly do are these. First one is facilitate annual knowledge, and then we also support internationalization of education, such as promoting study in the Netherlands like this. So we are socializing information regarding PhD program, and then we also manage scholarship programs. Apart from that, we also support outgoing mobility in Indonesia. So we also promote study in Indonesia in the Netherlands. So like Vandy is also participating last year, where we had participated in a Go Broad Fair in the Netherlands. And last but not least, we also connect and support Netherlands knowledge community. So if you are alumni, for example, graduated from a Dutch university, you are always welcome to join us to this community. Okay, so what about the PhD program? So so for those of you who don't know yet, how is it work with doing a PhD program in the Netherlands? This is the information. So the first thing first, the PhD program is actually conducted in a contract base. So it is very common to apply to a job position or a research position in the Netherlands, where you will get a salary from that. So our speaker today is actually a little bit similar to this track, but also he also has his own funding. So we will see how he's going to tell us more about that. So the duration itself is normally a minimum of 4 years to conduct your own research. And then you can apply a PhD program only at the research university in the Netherlands. So there are some universities that do not offer a PhD program. And lastly, here are also some of information regarding PhD program, as well as the research position available in the Netherlands. Okay, so next one is the regarding PhD admission and funding. So I've mentioned before that in the Netherlands, when you're doing a PhD, it's normally done through a contract, right? But it is also possible if you're doing within your own track, which is through a research proposal. So in that case, you need to do a research pitch to your professor. So you really need to find your own professor at a certain Dutch university, and then to see whether the research topic is matched to the professor. So it's a different kind of way how you process your admission. And then there are obviously some fundings, ways to find funding for your PhD position. Here are mentioned that you can be employed by the PhD awarding institution. That means from your university. And then you can also find some funding sources, such as from fellowship, from from scholarship as well. But for now, the Netherlands itself, they don't actually offer scholarship for PhD program, but you can always find scholarship from Indonesian government, for example. And then last but not least, you can also find funding from your employer where you are currently work right now. As you can see there, information regarding tuition fees. Some university, they do ask for payment for tuition fees, but this is very specific. So you really need to consult with the Dutch university. So because this online series is also part of the promoting the program collaborated with academic transfer. Here on the right side, you can see that a website from academic transfer where you can find a lot of job positions available in the Netherlands, but also in other European countries. So it is very handy for you to find all of the research position, and then you can see all of the requirements, and then you can also find their contacts to do more consultations. Now, just a little bit information, if you don't know already, we're going to organize a PhD recruitment on October 7th. This is an event collaborating with academic transfer, but also supported by the Dutch embassy and as well as Nuffic Southeast Asia. It's going to be held on the October 7th. In Jakarta. So it's you need to apply for this program, but it's totally free. But you do need to send or submit your research proposal as well as your CV so that your profile can be assessed by the professors who are currently joining this PhD recruitment. And last but not least, I would also like to inform you regarding our upcoming events. This is really could be interesting for you because we are celebrating the bilateral relationship between Indonesia and the Netherlands, where researchers, NGOs, business, and so on can participate in discussion, but as well as other sessions like poster, and then Study Indonesia virtual expo for Dutch counterparts. So it's gonna be in October, so feel free to register. And last but not least, if you have further questions, you can always contact us through our social media channels, as well as email and WhatsApp. So that's about it. It concludes my presentation. So that means I would like to invite Vandy to the stage. Hi, Mas Vandy.
Hi Emi, hi everyone, selamat malam.
Yeah. Hi, Mas Vandy. It's good to see you here because last year we've met in Utrecht, yeah, for the Go Broad Fair. And we're very grateful that you can be our first speakers because then we can gather more insights about how you do a PhD program in the Netherlands. So because it's a talk show format, so I'll start with a question. I see here that someone is already asking question on the Q&A session. In the Q&A tab. So just for the introduction, I've mentioned before that you are doing a research within the international development studies. But can you maybe give more, more information about that? Also about yourself, what is the reason behind choosing the Netherlands as well as the study program?
Yeah, thanks Emi for the questions, for the very important questions. You took these kind of questions in the very first of our discussions, and honestly, I didn't have any considerations actually, or very specific reasons in choosing place or specific geographical context and university where I should study at the first. I just was trying to apply as much as the opportunity information comes to me, like any other scholarships from Australian government, New Zealand government, even Japanese also, and also European country scholarship that I also actively apply since 2020. But the things that I have decided before apply is only the field of my study. I make limitations of my study area only in the field of, like in my case, sustainability, human and non-human interactions, and what does it means to the welfare and social development system in Indonesian case. So in that background, I see the experience of researchers in Netherlands can provide me a better experience and also knowledge and informations related to the field that I want to pursue on. That's the very first things why I choose Netherlands. And also as the centrums of scholarship debate, at least in the field of my study. I saw and read the series of papers related to my project, for instance, and I saw much of the scholars situated and located in Netherlands. So that's why Netherlands is chosen as my place of my study. Even though in my very first experience, I don't have any considerations on what is the specific countries that I want to study on. But the best example, Emmy, for me that resonate also in my case, like is like when you go fishing in the sea, the very first thing is you must believe that the sea will provide you abundant of fish. So as non-professional fishermen, you simply do it wherever you want, choosing spot where you believe there are fish. You place your fishing baits wherever you like, and when your baits move, for instance, yeah, you reel it, and congratulations, you got the fish. So I think, yeah, we don't have to make very strict considerations about where we want to study on, but at least we know where's the conceptual, where's the scholarship debate is located in our study area, and what kind of the professional experience that we want to get it. I think that's all the first reasons why I choose Netherlands.
Okay, there's actually a lot reasons ya, Mas Vandy ya. Apart from trying a lot of universities, of course, outside the Netherlands, and trying to find your own funding for that, but eventually you choose the Netherlands as your study or research destination. So that's really interesting. So talking about the reason, I haven't mentioned about your topic yet, because your topic is actually about Indonesia, right? How is it
Yes.
possible to do a research about Indonesia in the Netherlands?
Yeah, it's very based on what kind of the track that we apply for our PhD. That you may have mentioned earlier that Netherlands has a variety and diverse of PhD recruitment system there, and I choose to apply with the existing project that now exists in one of the university in Netherlands, namely Utrecht University, and ongoing project that in the last 2 years need for two positions of PhD and postdoctoral positions is ongoing research on new capital city of Indonesia. And they're looking for two positions, one for PhD and one for postdoctoral positions. And I apply for doctoral positions because my requirement only fulfilled to PhD positions. So that's the reasons why new capital city of Indonesia becomes my big topic in my research. But my supervisors and university itself distribute the topics of new capital city to me in very specific and very detailed area that I have to understand. Like me, in my working package, I have to understand about what is the implications of new capital city to water infrastructures in Kalimantan.
Okay, so it's actually the topic that you're currently doing research on is very different to what you learned before, maybe during masters. How in which perspective that you're brought on for this topic, and then I see here also questions from the Q&A. Yeah, he or she asked regarding details about the program, if there's a program combination from master to PhD for this from the Faculty of Geoscience.
Yeah, as a descriptions of my study experience is totally different with what I do now, but the research culture and research ecosystem in Netherlands can give us a very open approach to the issues that we want to pursue in. Like me, for instance, I'm not a water engineer. I'm a junior social scientist. I almost 10 years I learned about social development in Faculty of Social and Political Sciences. When I deal with the water issue, my supervisors and also my professor here give me very big opportunity to approach water based on our experience. Like for me, I put the waters not only as a material, but also as how the human and non-human interact each other. How the city is also grow with the water, and also how the infrastructures can be placed as the process of inclusions and exclusions mechanisms. And the supervisors agree with that. So that the things that I think Netherlands is beneficial for us in terms of how interdisciplinary is very, very part of our research life here. So that's very open to our background, and yeah, the specific things that we want to pursue in is very based on what we have done in the past.
Okay. So thank you, Mas Vandy, for your answer. Because we have a big questions here on the Q&A. So I'll jump right into the questions. Next one, maybe we can talk about the a bit of the admission process. So I heard during our briefing that you mentioned you've actually joining one of our sessions of the online series, but also joining the PhD recruitment. So can you maybe give us more information regarding that your journey to get your PhD in the Netherlands?
Yeah, totally true that I follow what Nuffic provide to Indonesian people actually. First, I went to and I joined with the PhD recruitment in Netherlands Embassy in Jakarta. I meet with the potential supervisors and professor there. I tell my idea. I make a note about how the supervisor react and comment to my research idea. It can be also done by email. I keep contact with the supervisors and the professors after I joined with the PhD recruitment in 2000 and before COVID-19. And also I tell everything that I want to ask, like what kind of life in Netherlands, what education system exists there, what kind of research proposals looks like in ideal type of university in Netherlands, and even if we have any possibility for financing my research, yeah, the supervisor also will give us the informations about that. And after I joining with the PhD recruitment in 2019, I also get the information from Nuffic about the academic transfers. The academic transfers, I get the information about the website, and I follow the Twitter account of academic transfers. So in the academic transfer website, I see very diverse university in Netherlands and the existing project that they have. And also I choose which one project resonate with my profile, and I read carefully on the project descriptions, which part of my experience can contribute on that project, for instance. And the website and the Twitter account of academic transfer also provide informations about salary, bonus that we get if we got this position, for instance, and the obligations and the right that embedded to us if we get this kind of positions. So after I joined with the PhD recruitment and also scrolling information or through the Twitter account of academic transfers, I actively follow and watch everything that academic transfers post related to opportunity to study in Netherlands. And after I found one of the best project that I think very resonate with my work, yeah, I try to apply. And after this, I also actively involved in the online series of PhD recruitment. No, PhD PhD in the Netherlands online series during COVID-19 to get many more information from the PhD candidate in Netherlands also. So every event that Nuffic provide to me is I actively join with them.
Okay.
From PhD recruitment, academic transfers website. I also join with the PhD in Netherlands online series, and even after I got these positions, I also consult with Nuffic, if I'm not mistaken, last in early 2022. Nuffic also created an event about the pre-departure
Briefing.
briefing, and I also asked so many questions to Emmy about housing, about visa application, and any related to enter a new life in Netherlands.
Yeah, got it. So your journey is actually a very, very long journey, yeah, Mas Vandy, because you didn't get your PhD program during PhD recruitment, but
After.
actually after that. So I'm actually referring to one of the questions. Um, Based on your experience, can you maybe tell us what is or what are most professor are looking for from a PhD candidate, particularly whether they are looking into their academic background or their work experience, or maybe publication, yeah, journaling, something like that. Can you maybe tell us more about that?
Yeah. Um, in my case, based on my experience, I feel was not confident at the moment when I apply the positions, PhD positions in Netherlands, because I don't have any international academic exposure. And I feel at the time my academic profile is very basic, very standard, with no international publication, for instance, with very limited global networks that I have, and the other international academics experience that I have in my experience. But that not totally or 100% requirement you have to fulfill before you apply, in my case. And the supervisors will be very open for you with your respective background in your study. Like in my case, when I trying to explain what kind of approach that I want to understand, I trying to understand the issues of water related to my study experience. They give me uh, very open to approach what kind of the like methodological or theoretical or uh, scientific conversations that can bring the issues of water in my research. Is very up to me. And what the supervisor is looking is how you focus on that issues. What how deep you understand about your related issues in your research, or how you interest with that research, and also about the what is the real problem on your research, how your research can make not solutions in terms of practical, but what kind of the problem of your research that very relevant to the societal context, for instance. That is a very big deal to make a conversations with the professors, I think. You don't have to know about all the theoretical context, but if you have one, when you keep it and you're trying to explain it well, and how you explain make the professor understand about that, I think that's very important to start your research idea. At least you have a very clear basic research idea, and very clear what kind of problem that you want to solve by your research. And also yeah, your study background, for instance, can also help you to find out your research questions. That's, I think, my based on my experience in applying PhD.
Okay, so that's from the professor side. But how about from your side? Uh, how do you actually find your professor? And did you first do some research? And is it also important to research your own intended professor? For example, what kind of research topics or publication that they have conducted before, in order for you to actually to have the professor to be your supervisor?
Yeah, I think that's also important to know who are the best persons that can supervise us before we apply. Yeah, so that's why familiarizing ourselves with the supervisor's works is very important, because we want to work with someone expert on our research that can bring our understanding more critical, more detail about that process. So that's why I think what Amy mentioned before is also important to research on, like what kind of publications that the potential supervisor has produced in his or her career in university, for instance, and also what the specific or scholarship debate he or she follow in the specific topic that we want to explore more. I think that's also important, because yeah, we want to work with him or her, right? And we have to make sure that our project is can help by our supervisors. So I think familiarizing our works, our ourselves with supervisors' works is beneficial, not important, but also beneficial for us to know and to explore what kind of the opportunity to us to get in deep of understanding in very specific issue of our PhD research.
Yeah, because yeah, your supervisor will be your main point of contact, right? To not only solve your research problem, but also will guide you throughout the PhD program. So you've mentioned already how to approach the sorry, not to approach, but to get more information regarding a professor. But how do you approach the professor? Did you contact him or her directly through email, for example? Did you create your own research proposal?
Yes, in my case, yeah, in my case, because I apply PhD by positions, I not approach the supervisors before the project exists. Yeah, I try to familiarize myself with the project that my supervisors act as the principal investigators there, and I also email the supervisors about the project. Then I say that I really interesting to join with this project, and I, with my background, I will achieve the goals of the research, yeah, something like that. And yeah, I have applied these positions through the system. Yeah. At the same time, I also apply this kind of research positions through the Utrecht University recruitment system in HR. Yeah, that's my experience. I'm not approach very specific reasons to my supervisors, because I just follow the project that she have now. Once I get the informations about the new capital city of Indonesia, I think that's very interesting with me, and I can also join with this project as a PhD researcher. I told to her about it.
Okay. So it is important first, just to recap, that to do research of your professor, then just to, yeah, we in the Netherlands, it's very easy to actually approach your professor. So you can always contact them directly. But also because you're talking about research proposal, yeah, during your first years, how yeah, how do you see it as a pass for your research proposal and your own topic? Is it something that what kind of topics or maybe points that could be appealed to the professor?
Yeah, in Netherlands PhD system, I think cannot be generalized in every university in Netherlands, at least in University of Utrecht, or more specific in Department of International Development Studies. We have probations in 1 year. Probations means that we can get the passing card after we get the decisions of go or no go. So at the end of your first years, you will defend your idea in the forum, namely go no go or go or no go decisions. During the first year, you have to develop your own proposal, very detailed about your specific approach, the theoretical debate, and the academic contributions that you want to setting up in the research at the end of research, and also the publications that you want to produce as the requirement of a PhD in the Netherlands. But in publications case, I think cannot be same in all university. It very specific how the supervisors make regulations about your work. But in my case, publication is matter, at least for academic publications in highly international journal. And in the first years, you have to develop all the things related to your idea, how you approach your idea, how you answer the questions related to the research, and what I have mentioned before, what is your contributions to the field or the specific field that you want to join in a very large scholarship debate on your topic area. Like, for instance, if you want to focus on how the new city is made, what kind of the process of making that you want to explore more? Constructions, infrastructures, people. If you choose people, you have also to explain in detail context what kind of people that you care about. For instance, oh, I care with the how the indigenous people can live together with the modernized city. That we know that there are several very different things between indigenous and modern value, for instance. You care about the indigenous people. So you have to deal with the very specific things in your research until you present it to in go-no-go decisions forum, and also how you defend all the things related to the questions that come to you about your academic goals, for instance, about your methodological part in your research proposal, how you find the data, for instance, how the accessible the data that you said as very important things in your research, all the things related to how develop your proposal. But in first years, you also mandatory to join with this several class, like
That's
research
why.
ethics,
Go
like
ahead.
research ethics, or academics writing. Academics writing, and also academic presentations in IDS. In my case, is like that. But also you can also participate in series of seminars, poster presentation, international conference that resonate with your research. Like in my case, I also participate in poster presentations related to my research. I interact with the other scholars from other countries to update my knowledge about the issues that I research on. Yeah, that's my experience during first year's evaluations of Go-No-Go. And at the end of Go-No-Go, you will get the decisions. And Go-No-Go decision is not only came from your supervisors, but also from you. Like, if you feel that PhD life is not interesting anymore, yeah, you can also decide that I will know with these decisions. I will I will go out from my PhD life. So Go-No-Go is very interactive and very dialectical decisions between you and your supervisors. If the evaluations go, yeah, so you can continue to the second year of your PhD. And you're done with your proposal, and you will focus on research data that you want to gain. Like me, I go to my fieldwork activity in Indonesia, in Sepaku, in Eastern Kalimantan, in new capital city for about 5 months. Yeah, that's related to first years and evaluations in PhD in my case.
Okay, so key takeaways from the go-no-go or the first couple of months during your research proposal or approval of your research, you can actually change direction into another topic, right? Maybe it also influenced by when you're attending one of the seminars, for example, or if you get inspired by other
Yeah.
colleagues, for example. So
Book
that's
you read also. The book
Yeah,
you
the book
read
you
can
read.
change your mind.
Yeah, talking to people, to professors, getting some insights. Okay, so before getting into what happened after go no go, for example, if you actually your research is, you cannot continue your research based on your proposal. There are some questions, a lot of questions regarding scholarship. So we haven't talked about your sorry, your source of fund yet for your PhD. So can you maybe explain a little bit more how do you find the funding, and maybe explain it more into details a bit, what the funding covers during your stay in the Netherlands.
Okay, I will directly answer your questions, Emmy, but also some of participants little bit same with your questions, but expand the topic like comparisons between the other track of PhD, but yeah, very related to Emmy's questions. First, also, yeah, you can check the availability of the positions in academic transfer website. Emmy has present the website looks like in the early of these sessions. I think it's also important, Emmy, if you can also show the page of academic transfers to, because some of participants really want to know about this process. And how long it to get the positions. In my case, after I apply in academic transfers, I wait until 2 months to get not only 1 month to get these positions in the process of my applications in these positions right now. I start with the submissions process. I submit my applications letter. I submit also my recommendations letter to the university, Utrecht University system, and then I get invitation for first interview and the second interview, and also only wait until 3 weeks. Yeah, at all process I get the decisions. So that's several informations about my positions. And also about the funding. Funding is came from the funding organizations that fund our supervisors project. Yeah, like my case, for instance, I get the funding from NWO, or Nederlands Organisatie voor wat een happening onderzoek, yeah, or
Yeah, Dutch Research
Dutch
Council.
Research Council. Dutch Research Council. Maybe I'm more fluent in speak in Dutch. Yeah, about NWO, but yeah, that's related to my funding organization's profile. So, but in a monthly salary, my positions is equal to early career researchers in labor contract of Netherlands. So I get the salary in every uh, uh, 24 or 25 in every month. So my because I apply for PhD positions, so that's why I didn't get scholarship scheme. Actually, I just get the monthly salary from Utrecht University, and they have their own standard based on labor contract in Netherlands. So we will get the same salary with any other PhD positions like us, a whole Netherlands. So that's the system that also make a little bit different with the other scholarship scheme even in Indonesia or in Netherlands itself. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe for participants who doesn't know about NWO, or Dutch Research Council, it's actually an organization in the field of research as well. who actually provide funding for researchers, but they have a very specific or targeted targeted people. They have their own projects into certain fields, so you really need to check if it's really connected to your own research research
Great.
proposal. So
Can I also make a reactions to the other questions, Amy? I also
of course,
follow what
yeah,
what
of
what
course,
the
yes.
audience
Which
say.
one do you want to
Yes. About
like?
the professional background that you have is very beneficial for PhD life. Like me, for instance, I grew up with very technical and administrative experience. Only 1 year I joined with the academic institutions as a researcher and lecturer. So and very specific in my case, if you apply the PhD positions, because PhD positions not only want you to show your academic profile, but also your very practical and technical ability, like how you invite person, how you creating workshop, how you manage network with the Indonesian people, with the Netherlands people, how you uh, creating presentations forum, for instance, to sell your work. That's very important also in that kind of position. And also you have the other works outside your thesis, PhD thesis, like teaching and supervising master and bachelor students. That the things is that I mentioned before, not only about our academic profile, but also how our ability deal with the certain kind of things related to every day of our life, like how we manage our network, how we deal with the uncertainty things in creating one event, something like that, so on so far.
So are those skills are important? One of the factors what the professor will assess you from the candidates,
At
or
least
or
I
you
saw
can
it
learn
in
from on the go.
at least I saw it in recruitment descriptions
Mhm.
in the website of Utrecht University when I apply in my positions. One of the requirement is the candidate has their experience in managing workshop and maintains the network, develop the network related to our research area and topic. I think that's also social skill is also very important to deal with that. Yeah, not only about the academic. And there are questions I will respond also that master by coursework, master by research, I don't see it's very relevant to deciding which kind of person that can continue to PhD or not. In my case, I saw 1 year study program and 1 year master program can also involve and join with the PhD recruitment process in my university in University of Utrecht. So I think that's not really important. That in my environment, at least, I also told this with and asked this with my college here, and a lot of friends also did master by 1 year master's programs. I don't know, 1 year master programs is what you mean as a coursework program or not? Yeah.
Okay. So uh so you've answered a couple of questions already here, but
Yeah.
we still have some more, and then I see the clock. We have around, maybe I can give you around 7 minutes or 8 minutes, and then we can close the session. unless Mas Vandy still have time to discuss all of the questions. But anyway, because you've mentioned that during your research as a doctoral researcher, you also have different roles, right? As academic staff at Utrecht University. So what do you do actually currently at the university besides writing
Yeah.
your research?
In my positions, like I mentioned before, PhD positions or doctoral researchers positions, we have a contract. We have a working hours, but not strictly working hours. Like we have to do all the things in office or not like that. But in total, 90% of our working hours is dedicated to our PhD thesis. Yeah.
Mm.
But 10% is dedicated to teaching hours, including supervising bachelor and master students. So what we do as a PhD researcher here is also not only focus on our research, but also actively teaching bachelor and master class in Utrecht University. But as long as the topic that we want to supervise relevant with our research project itself.
Mm.
So
Okay.
not go so far from our research topic. It will also beneficial for us to know more deeper about the topic that we want to research in our PhD research. And also other things related to information, you can also visit Utrecht University
Mm.
because someone also
Asking about scholarship, yeah?
yeah asking about scholarship, asking about the professors at Utrecht University. It's very simple for you to find out your potential supervisors in Utrecht University. Just open the website and click the subject or person, click the person, and yeah, you can type your issues or your related concentrations,
Mhm.
what kind of research that you want to uh, plan in your PhD life. It's
Mhm.
possible.
So there's a lot of possible ways to find a position or even to contact your own professors. So aside from looking at the website of academic transfer, you can always visit the university's website, and
Mm.
then yeah, some university they do have their own system where you can find a lot of research position on their database. But also apart from that, you can also contact the professor directly. How? You can just go into their PhD program page and then find the contacts. Normally, they would have a so-called PhD coordinator of each faculty. I don't know if Utrecht University is like that, Mas Fandi.
Mhm.
Is that the same at your
Yeah,
university?
yeah.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
general, yes. In general, yes.
Yeah.
I'd say
So
yes.
so if, for example, the candidates they don't know yet who to contact, you can always start by contacting the PhD coordinator from
Yeah. We
certain
have also
faculty.
PhD coordinator, and some of the participant also like send permissions to continue our conversations in my LinkedIn or social media related to yeah related to this topic. I'm very open to answer your questions, Mbak and Mas semuanya.
Look
And
at that.
also
Yeah.
about the visa, I think yeah, some of participants also asked me about the visa. If we still have a time, Amy, I can tell
Yeah,
you a little
sure.
bit.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
in in my case, visa related issues because I apply for PhD position, so university HR will give me very fast service. I think not only PhD positions but all PhD in Utrecht University will get the facility from HR to applying visa. You just send the document related to the visa applications to the university, and the university will check if all document complete, they will make a contact with the Netherlands embassy in Jakarta, and then you will get the invitations to embassy to to give your photo and related document or working contract with the Netherlands. And after 1 weeks, you will get your visa by going to embassy of Netherlands. That very simple visa applications. If you get the positions, even a PhD by scholarship or PhD by a project like what I doing now.
So is that include, I mean, does the university offer services to arrange your, for example, your family's visa or your spouse?
Yeah, and
Is
also
that
if
applies
the
to you?
case like what Emmy mentioned, like if we have a family, also HR department in university also ask about will you bring your family? You have your partners or wife or husband, for instance. We can also send a document about our spouse or our children's to the HR. HR will provide very fast service for newcomers, for new staff, because the PhD is equal to staff in Netherlands, right? And yeah, so how they treat employee, like how they treat PhD candidate here.
Great.
So that's very normal. Can we bring family with? And yes, absolutely. You can bring your family with NWO salary, of course.
Look at the Q&A. We have Jeroen Sparla, one of the representative. He is actually the director of academic transfer. He lives
Yeah.
in Utrecht, so if you wanna meet with him, please do
Yes, thank
so.
you, Pak Jaron. I will.
By the way, Mas Vandy, do you still have time? Because I think it's nice to have
Yeah.
one participant to ask question directly to you, because I see Raka is hands up. Do you
Yeah,
want to answer his question?
of course.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. So Raka, I've give you permission to talk. Is it working? See.
Oh yeah, that's also still waiting, Raka, but also important question from one of the participants about housing. I think that's very important. Yeah, that very common problem for newcomers in Netherlands about housing. Not only PhD, but also master students, bachelor students even also face the same problem related to housing in Netherlands.
Hmm.
But Indonesian have very beneficial organizations like Perhimpunan, what I mean,
Perhimpunan
Perhimpunan
Pelajar Indonesia.
Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia. What I've know, PPI in every city, every municipality in Netherlands have their own chapter, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they help, like if you have acceptance or letter of acceptance from a specific university in Netherlands, you can give the informations to the PPI committee or officers. I think there are several informations about housing that you can earlier known before you arrive in Netherlands. I think that's very helpful for us. Going back
Oh.
to Raka, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's a bit shy. I've tried to ask him to move to the panelist so we can see him. But please feel free. If you want to use only your microphone, you can ask directly.
Yeah, before your hands tired.
Yes, virtual hands. Um, yeah, is there any other questions that you would like to answer, Mas Pandi?
Yeah, so figuring out.
Well, we have a lot of questions about limitation on age.
Ah,
Uh,
ah,
uh, Yeah, actually
in my
need.
case, there is no limitations. In my in my experience, PhD positions, there is no limitations regarding or related
Mm,
to age. But maybe for some of scholarship yeah, maybe in Indonesia or Netherlands, scholarship providers
yeah.
give regulations related to age.
Yes. So it's very seldom to have age limit for doing a PhD in the Netherlands, but the requirement is actually from the scholarship provider. Yes,
Yeah.
you really need to check on that.
Yeah, and the doctoral program for Islamic studies is uh, very important issues in Netherlands today. I think there are several study programs in social and behavioral science. You can check it in Utrecht, for instance, that also doing research on the same topic that you mentioned, Islamic studies, like the terrorisms, uh, like a pesantren also is part of the research site that are very common in Netherlands. And
Yeah.
also about the kids school, yes, Netherlands will provide a free payment for kids school in Netherlands, basis school.
Mm.
And if you join the Netherlands by by PhD positions because you equal as a researcher or employee here, you actively pay the tax in every month, so you will get the benefit for your kids, like um, uh, child budget and child benefit. Child budget to make sure your kid will get something to pay, like anything related to school, like a bag or book or
No, so
something.
those
Yeah,
completely free from you get funding from the government.
yeah, we will get money from the government, and also child benefit. Child benefit to support the child development here, about the
Nice.
nutritions and something like how the children should grow, yeah, in
Is it called
this.
Tuslach, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, toeslag,
Yeah.
toeslag. But
Okay.
I'm not really sure how this kind of issues also apply um, in PhD by scholarship. I don't know. I until now I cannot make sure that the this kind of situations also happen in the other kind of PhD by scholarship from Indonesia and some like that. What doctoral program? Yeah.
There's an interesting question. Is it actually possible to combine a funding from different sources? For example, from you get from NWO and then you also get a part from the university.
Ah,
Is there any cases that you know of?
I cannot answer directly your questions, but in my experience, when you get the salary, your data in municipality will completely easily to find out you, who are you, what job you are doing in Netherlands, and if you get the other or additional funding,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, generally the government must know about that. It
Mm.
will uh, im- because your tax calculations will
Oh
be
yeah,
impactful for how much money you earn in every month.
I see. So it's important to how do you say? Uh,
Hmm?
not propose your tax to the government. Uh, I forget the language, but you really need to
But
inform the government regarding from which.
Gemeente.
Yeah, Kaminta, yes. No, I mean that you have to inform the government that you're which funding that you get from,
Hmm.
right? And how much yeah, we can say that it's a kind of salary from the funding
Hmm.
institution.
And
Okay.
Indonesians related topic, yeah, so some of the question also related to it. Indonesians related topic is uh, is very well known now in Netherlands. It easily get accepted, I think, because most of my friend and also the other PhD college from outside Indonesia also research on Indonesian topic. So I think Indonesian is very popular topic of research
Mm,
in Netherlands because some of the participants also ask this kind of questions.
okay, so it's actually pretty popular
Popular.
amongst yeah, professor or university in the Netherlands.
Yeah, like one of my college also research on the role of map creators or geoscience faculty geoscience in creating a colonial map of Indonesia.
Mm.
Yeah, she is Dutch, but she will
Oh, wow.
research on Indonesia about that.
Okay, interesting. Uh, Interesting topic. Yeah. So I don't know, Mas Fandi, do you want to go more for more question, or should we end for today's session? And then maybe the participants can yeah, if they have specific questions regarding your topic, then they can contact you directly.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe could you please share on the chat box your LinkedIn
Chat
profile
box.
or email address if you would like to, so that everyone can
Okay,
follow
I
up.
will. Uh,
But don't send too much questions. Yeah, because don't worry, because we still have a lot of online series for the PhD in the Netherlands. Our next session will be held next week on the September 11th. It's going to be a speaker from University of Groningen. So actually, the Dutch delegates who are confirmed to be in Indonesia for the PhD recruitment are from University of Groningen. So if you are interested to go there, please feel free to join us for the next session. But if not, we are always trying to accommodate everyone here with to facilitate in every topics or universities that haven't been invited yet. But other than that, I would like to also invite you to our YouTube channel, Nuffic Southeast Asia, because in previous years, we also organize these kinds of events, PhD in the Netherlands online series, where we also invite a lot of speakers, whether that's alumni or still candidates. So feel free to see to jump right to the YouTube. We have some recordings. And yeah, maybe just to close this session, do you have some closing words, Mas Pandi, or just tips and tricks on for those candidates who would like to apply for PhD or PhD recruitment?
yeah, yeah, maybe just do it. Don't too much thinking about your background on your how you fit with these kind of positions, and uh, how you complement your academic gap because of your experience is very technical or very professional, not academia. That's not the one and only variable on that. You can also apply, and what the example that I mentioned before is like when you go to when you go fishing in the sea, and the first one is you must believe that the sea will provide you abundant of fish. And yeah, take it simple, do it wherever you want, choosing the spot where you believe that there are fish based on your perspective, your experience. And I think that's all from me, Emmy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mas Vandy, for joining us for this session. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, we will see each other in another occasion. But also would like to thank everyone joining us today. Please, if you see another event such as like this, feel free just to register, and then we will see you again in the next time.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks,
so
Amy.
bye everyone.